Hello, it's Ritah and Brenda again on Life Switch, and on today's episode, we are going to talk about the do's and don'ts on a first date. Welcome to Life Switch. Brenda,
yes,
what are do's and don'ts on a first date? What are those things you can say, no gamba, somebody should do or shouldn't do this on their first date?
Well, it's been quite a while since I had that. I've been married a couple of years.
I know.
And now my typical date is not like the first date. However, I think the number one thing that presses on me is being on the phone.
People can be on their phones all the time.
Yes. Unfortunately or fortunately, everything is surrounded by phone. Like people make their programs on phone, alarm on phone, everything that is like literally run on your phone. However, I feel like you don't get a first chance to impress. I don't want the phone to be your distraction so that you miss a point, so that you miss, those details that you would be discussing with this person who is potential for you.
I know, you never know, it may be your husband or it may be your wife.
Exactly. So for me, being on phone, if you have to, please put the phone down, let it be on silence, take time and talk with this person, look at each other. Exactly.
Eye contact.
Exactly.
Because sometimes you can tell if somebody is lying if you look them straight to their eyes. So altogether, this one is lying, but you're all on your phone.
Yeah. So being on phone, I know even these days lately, like, when food comes, you want to snap it. You know, you are updating your
girls. Yeah. That thing, like the food comes and now malo, you bring your phone, like you start like cover everything, you know.
Yeah. For a first date, please don't do that.
At least chileke for not even on a second date.
Yes.
At least call it like sometime. Okay. Me, one thing I think about somebody shouldn't do on their first date, Brenda, talking too much. Like, no, you mean everything. No, you get her this and that. Like, there's talking too much and monopolizing the conversation. Like, you don't allow the other person to say anything. Like, oh, you get her, you're talking and talking. No, you get like a chance to say anything.
Sometimes people are talking too much because it's a personality, or they are talking too much because they are nervous.
No, boy, you get a new like Obango is so talkative. Train yourself. I'll say this, I want to do this, I'll make sure like see tamunyo. Talking too much, this is where it leads. No, you get at things you're not supposed to say. Like when get up home, sister ange no benaku zino gyali ewaka, bawe yamukuba emiggo mingi n'avaayo bawe, she's at home. Then before you know, you're like omujja wa mama wange yamuloga biki. Like those things, Brenda, you shouldn't even talk about, like ebizibu byewamwe on the first date. So talking too much can lead to that, because you're talking, then you get more comfortable and you start saying things you shouldn't say.
I agree. And on top of that talking bit, also, when you are talking, don't be too pushy. I'll give you an instance. When you have gone out with a guy and like he meets you and he's so impressed. So he's like, are you sure you're single? Are you sure you can love me? Like, it's like this person doesn't deserve you. It's like you are looking for a certain answer that you can't get at that moment. How about your ex? What was the cause? How did you split up? I mean, there are certain questions that are just push, like you are just going to reach the other extreme that you would even not be ready for. So pushy talking is one of the things that we should not do.
And maybe not to leave out this, I think a man should even talk more. Like we're talking about talking in general. I think a man should talk more than a woman. Omuchala was created okubanga a little bit humble. So humble yourselves. Like, don't let like you get it like omusajja kale wa monopolizing a conversation. I'll give it a little pass. But a woman to monopolize a conversation, a guy takes you out, you're talking, jukira omusajja has to kukwana you. So he has to be saying a lot because he wants to win you over. It's not the other way around.
Ebyennaku zino nno nga byakyuka mu Ritah.
The old school.
Yeah, I agree to a smaller extent. Do you know why? Still, I feel like both of you can't talk too much.
But I think a man obakali walichembade ngamba wempera ka pass. If there is talking too much,
let it be on the man's side.
Because for him, he has to bring all his his weapons to win you over.
Yeah.
So you have to be on a listening side.
Yeah.
Olabe how gamba. In fact, the words they are said, that's where you like pick no gamba. I think guy I think I can date him. I think we can go further.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
What comes second to me is table etiquette. Personally, I'm a person who loves fine dining, things like three-course meals. And I think anyone who goes out on a date, especially if it's a first date, you should do your homework pretty well. How to use cutlery, how to present it too, because there is how you put it when you're done, when you're still eating. It goes to even talking while eating. Yeah. Like swallow your food. Eat the food when it is not cold. I mean hot. You know what I mean? So that to avoid embarrassment. So table etiquette is very big on me.
What about Brenda? These things.
Chopping sticks.
Chopping sticks?
Chopsticks.
Chopsticks.
Yeah.
You can't say no gamba, I want a fork.
Exactly. Like feel free. Yeah. Also to add on to that, I know so many girls use this opportunity of, the guy has asked me out, then he gives you a chance to pick a restaurant. Then you're like, I have seen this one on Mpala Avenue, like that new hotel or something. So when you go, you are even asking for things that you have never eaten, or and then the excitement brings out that. So
they bring you food you have never tasted.
Exactly.
You don't know.
And
even
then
how
before you know it, it is spicy. You can't eat it. You are choking. Exactly.
I know.
So to avoid all those things, do your homework very well. Don't look at lasagna and you think it is meatballs and something, So when it comes, you don't say, I know. Yeah. So table etiquette for me is a big one.
Another thing I think somebody shouldn't do on their first date is wearing clothes like omuntu noyambala ekitunga kiri so revealing, like your boobs. Abala, they have these things of pumping their boobs. Nizija wano weziti.
Olusoboye nolagako naawe.
Brenda nedda.
Nkama waba yakuwa.
Like noyambala nolage nga ebere like it's here. Your boobs are all here. Kale wakampya oyinza okuba a little bit seductive, like a little bit need tukisusa. Don't like tochikola over too much. Like no wearing something that is so revealing. Dala amabere, that thing I said, like pumping a belly and it's all here. Because they could makeup. It's a lot. Toso anakutemya you. Babi tabatabino eyelashes.
Yes.
Okataddeko like kai no bo taddeko. Take a kobu no going on with your body. Not these eyelashes like over like empo neje sobolo kugira no flying over.
Ritah byebiriko emirembe gyakyuka.
Brenda chibuyaga najjanga otaddeko eyelashes they can even kugira no flying over nga zonna zikola bwe.
Byoyagala akulabira awo asalewo oba akutwala batakutwala.
You have a lot of lipstick on, like you can't even tukomanyi that lipstick nga ina mungi, like you can't even open your mouth really, like because you have a lot of like lip gloss na. Like I think genda ngoli in between, you have to go there nga you're in between. Ngoli comfortable. Ne tokozeko like some people like they do makeup, Brenda. Nabanga you look at the ants, zifanagana face. Like you have overdone it. Everything is too much. The boobs are the makeup is all. Oh Brenda, before I forget, earrings. Utateko earrings unaziri wanozikuta wanya making a noise.
Sometimes I'm thinking it could be personality or it could just be that is how you present yourself. However, it should come in moderation so that you are not a distraction yourself. You know what I mean? Exactly. So that like that distraction. Here, your mutual interest is to get to know this person, and anything that comes about is an obstacle. You know?
What's the nature before I forget? Bring a long nails. Omanyi like twagendako out with a friend of mine. Naye nga tuli two. The guy was my friend, but he was interested in my friend. But my friend had like very long nails. That we twali tulia like what is French fries. Nakola omanyi zenjala Brenda, these nails that have like that like a tip. Nakola mu French fry najijao na like
with the nail.
Hey, what? Brenda, that was a turn off for the guy. So because you don't know what another person is thinking, or you don't know what the likes and like umuntu byatayagala nebyayagala. So you should go nga wogambi Brenda, moderate.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what tomanyi obolyagala long nails, you don't know if the long nails will be the turn off.
Yeah.
So make sure ugenda oli moderate. Njata sempanvu. Lipstick is not too much. Some men hate, like they don't like a lot of makeup. Genda ngoli moderate nga bwogambi. Then would be like wotandika ng'omuyigo ojja kutegera ayinza okuba nga ayagala makeup nga takifaako long nails nga it doesn't bother him. So go ng'oli moderate to make your life better or easier.
Next is being flirtatious. I know people are going to say, come on, what are you talking about? This is a person you're feeling butterflies for.
Butterfly nga zijje zikyawa butterfly come.
Oba oyagala omuntu, oba oyagala
butterfly.
Hey.
Zange tezajjawo.
For you, but for other people, I mean. So, I feel like you need to leave room for imagination. Like, do not
for somebody to think
exactly.
Not like to put everything there just for somebody to know what you're thinking.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. So some people go over, up and above. I mean, this person is asking weird questions. This person is making suggestive questions. Which ng'olaba ekintu oba alinga ng'akutwala ku speed, ekintu they are making it pretty obvious.
Like, can you spend a night today?
Exactly. Beera ng'alumyamu n'omuntu ng'atali ng'agenda ng'atakiriimu nnyo. Like, if you're a lady, give this guy room to assure you. To share his purpose with you,
and for him even to think
without
like
you laying all cards
like
on the table.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go for a short break. We'll be back.
Oh, guys, welcome back to Life Switch. Okay, Brenda. Another thing like but like somebody shouldn't say on a first date, making bad jokes, Brenda. Most of this go on the side of the men. Brenda, some men make really bad jokes.
For it, break the tension.
If you kusagirira, bring jokes that is moderate. Toilet jokes like munai, somebody stands up like to use the restroom and you're like, kabina tewaze nako. Because obula atayina kabina and you're like, kabina tewaze nako. Then somebody has a big bum and you're like, akakabina sikafako. Like such jokes like turning off somebody, it's like a turn
especially off. On the physical attributes of somebody.
Oba like ne wabo oba like ayambadde bubi oba nga tayambadde oba olugero mukutenyo. There are things you have to restrain yourself from saying. Like oleme making those bad jokes and you're like, so instead of you spending time getting to know each other, like talking, like, you know, mugenda kumala a lot of time apologizing for something you shouldn't have said. I'm sorry, you know, I didn't mean it. I'm this kind of a person who jokes all the time. So to avoid all that, just restrain yourself from doing bad jokes. Like restrain yourself from saying things you shouldn't say on the first date. Because you don't know this person, you're just getting to know them. You don't know chechibanyiza and you don't know what makes them happy. So you shouldn't like joke with them because tobaman. Yeah, I think bad jokes are no. On a first date.
I think also asking for favors is another no. Please don't ask for favors. even if you're broke, even if you need help, ekizibu kyosooka okireke wali. Kise mugundi osooka osirike mukwano.
Brenda, oba bano abawala like who come to dates nga tebalina transport back home. But even instead of like for them expressing yourself, so you can't express yourself like fully because you think wenamunyiza if at all I piss this guy natampa transport back home. What if I say things is like nataba impressed with me and the next thing you know like okay let's go like ngatasobola nakumpa transport. If you didn't oba toina your own means of transportation ngokosa ka boda oba you're using like public transportation, don't go on a date ngatoina transport back home.
At least let the guy offer. But don't ask him, give me transport money, send me a border. Let the guy offer. And still, if you don't have plans of sleeping with the guy on that night,
Nengo sleeping, what are you sleeping with?
That's really a potential marriage partner.
Brenda, Neda. There is no sleeping on the first date, baby. But the Brenda, me even when Naling and Charlie in that field of dating, I go with my car transportation. There's no these things like you're saying bad things I don't want. You're saying those jokes I don't want in Zenambera or like not expressing myself. Because the Brenda, me ever as I told you, ever since I was a young child. Start dating a call for just. I was always dating for serious. So Kat, you're not going to say those things of just saying, and I stay there because I don't have a transport back home. I don't want to express myself. Like I have to make you happy because you have to give me a car transportation. Brenda, I go with my car transportation. If I don't have it, and I'm not telling you to send me so that I can come. If I don't have it, I'm not coming. And I'm not telling you I'm not having it. I'm telling you I can't come today. Until I get it, then I come. So if you like Twa Kanyandi want to give me something, that's okay. But me saying transport and you don't give them like transport because some guys body stingy. So we knock Malamusaba, some transportation. So to avoid all that, go with your transportation back home. If you don't have your own your own transportation.
Yeah. Even other things. I mean, you can't come. Then you're like, you know what? My mom has been sick. You drop me there. Where do you work? Do you have a calendar? Some promotional items like t-shirts, those you can give me. Don't ask for anything. Let the guy offer or let the lady offer if they want to. You can have that talk after on other dates, but if it's the first date,
a guy should offer. Why should a lady offer on the first date?
They can be generous. I mean, I could come. Generous? No, let me give you an example. A person comes with a diary and a pen, showing some bit of.
That's too much serious.
So you're like, oh, you work with Stanbic? Yeah, I would love to have this. Then the person can offer.
Offer what?
I would give you a diary or something of that sort.
Even on that, Brenda, let me tell you a story. I have a friend. She went on the first date with a guy. So the guy, they got a first date. Imagine they the guy says like, we're sharing a bill. What you sharing? We shared in middle, like in the tanga like $50. No, 25. Then they are coming back because the guy picked her from her home. So the guy says like, last time I picked you, after this time you're buying gas. Run as far as your legs can carry you. That's not somebody you should be with.
Oh yeah.
Sharing somebody who makes you share like
a bill
on the first date. Then because he bought like gas the other time, so the second date is like last time I picked you and I dropped you and I bought gas. So this time, like I picked you, so we are going back. You're buying gas. No, take gas $45. I'm like no, run.
Nantineta Ritah, abantu bawano bali a bit different from abewaka. Maybe this guy is financially constrained, but then he wants
to date.
Kyogamba abali bote balina feeling ebintu tebimala ne bitereera.
Didn't you hear this saying? Omwaputa from Italindas.
I know the saying. Naye yakireta yali ayagala kufiiriza banne.
Brenda, if you don't
obupi wakoma wakwata.
Brenda, me, I was staying with my brothers. My brothers and my cousins. Whatever, if he's going on a date, newabanga bali talina sente, akola wa kalimu, oba he can go with the dad at work. Sasule that weekend. Like, Dad, I'm going with you to work because I know at the end of the day, the daddy will give him a mutwalo, a jenago. You prepare yourself for a date. Don't just wake up one day, you have like just a 5K and you want to go out with somebody's child. You start like kuba sharing some bills. Neither Brenda. If you don't have something, people never judge about Brenda. They used to prepare themselves for dates. With somewhere, you prepare yourself for making somebody to pay a bill on their first, and more so a woman. A woman, even in the Bible, men have to give us. Don't share. In fact, a lady, if a man makes you share a bill on the first date, that should be a sign that you have to run and run or blocking it on waka. In fact, as soon as you get out of the car, utambula like you're doing this, blocking him. Yeah.
Another key point here is being disrespectful. Please, please, please be kind to the waiters and waitresses.
The Uber drivers.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's always nerves or it's just acting bossy or it's just being arrogant. Yeah, there are so many people
contain their bad manners. Ajanazo from home, gasta them in the kavera. Najanazo.
Wait, najana sebintu ku table, and then ngola bengeri jomugamba gwe oba bichi because oyagala ku impressing on omuwala olagenti oyina amaanyi oba it's always completely unnecessary. You can do better as a human being. You can impress this girl or this gentleman without being disrespectful.
Over like over waiter and agent, you're like sembirayo. Over like
yeah.
What
one even know?
Here, like,
go lagira dalanti over bachafu over low class.
But always like cover that. Like just be gentle. Just be like laga empisa, show some manners.
Never ebyokutipinga kati oba ne kubako ka balance oba 10 then you just do bichi oba nozi come oba coin like just don't.
Brenda waliwo like even like some guys are very arrogant. They'll be like asking the waitress or the waiter like, what's your name? Gwani. Anamugamba ani ali kutuuma eryo, like those no joking ira call, like no joking ira kweta, like doing the bad jokes. That brings in the bad joke like thing on a waiter. Noba no disinga. That's really bad. Me, if you do that, it's a turn off for me. It will piss me off.
Yeah.
Like if cause this person came from home to Kola, she or he might be having kids and a husband. Naye ze Kola like here. So don't do bad jokes on the waitress or the waiters. That's bad.
Yeah, disrespect is
disrespectful.
Oh, manya nti wava wano gwaliddako.
I know, hot kavuddeo.
Yeah.
Okay, another thing chenginzo okwogerako Brenda, like higher expectations. Like you go on a date with a man, or like you go on a date with just take you on the side of the women. So a woman taina kulaga that you're so interested in a man. Of course, atatoina kubeera so laid back. Okumulaga like ayogera tumufaako nze sefaayo, I don't care. You get one. No, kulaga like you respect him. You're interested in hearing what he's saying. Neto toina kulaga expectation. Let me give you an example. Like the date ends and you're like, when are you calling me back?
Njagala kumanya.
Brenda, kumanya what? Like you're like, are you going to call me when I reach home? Don't ask those things banange. Temubuuza bintu ebyo. Obukumulaga like otandike like okulaga like you're so into him. Like omusajja kale yene walaga ali so into him. That's not a turn off. That's how God created men. They have to be appreciative of us. They have to admire us like but admiring. So he's showing, if he's showing he's admiring, I won't say like too much, but on a lady's side, please humble yourself. Tomulaga that yomufira kotomulaga like bagamba kukukuba nnyo. Don't show him like kukubye nnyo, like you really you don't want to miss him.
Just imagine go gudde ku muntu nga nze. Hey. Waliwo ekintu nga n'okituukako, anyway jokes, but waliwo omuntu wose n'omugwako ennaku zino abaana abanyirira, abaana abakola abaana bagenda mu jimu. N'otuuka ku muntu nga too good to be true, noga bannange kiki kino
naze tombuulira era I be there pretend like I don't over pretend like oba me I've never dated nga serious. I've always dated bya serious.
Nanti oyinza nayo oba dating bya serious bw'omutuuka ng'ogamba kati gwe nno oli wange, you start marking your territories.
That's with me and my personal person. If I've simmered you nga ndaba like onkubye, I'll tell my inner Ritah, no muntu waffe, we can date him. Or no, he can turn out to be our husband. Behave. And I'm telling my inner Ritah, behave. But I'm not gonna tell my outer Ritah like agambe. Onankubira koddi. Are you going to call me back when I reach home? Over like, are you going to be chibichi? Like, nina chenkoza chikunyiziza? Are you okay? I'm not asking you those things, Brenda. I'm going to go in my kakondo, kubigula, kuvaawo, pretending tonkubye. Negayire ko. I'm like, no. Like we know again, then that means that kukwana is done. Because you have already accepted. Omulaze, you're already interested. But why is he wasting his energy to kukwana? The next thing you know is you're going to bed with him. Because so you don't have like self-restraint. Ogamba no. Wadono omuntu ankubye kanerekeremu that ka inner me. Akabeera like ngakai a little bit reserved so that he can continue kukwana me, muyige, bichi. Because the more you go to bed with him, things are done. For some men, the more you go, because easy come, easy go, you know.
Me, I think, after the first impression, where you proceed with that relationship, w'omulumya nnyo ate ng'agenda. Ate ng'olaga nti
Brenda nze ndi traditional. If I kulumya nnyo you want to go, you go. You go. I'm not gonna. Most girls, what they do things to impress men. Baleme kugenda. Brenda, if somebody loves you, I should say even this, look into the camera. If somebody loves you, if somebody omukubye nakulamu something good, that person will stay. Bino bagamba mbo somebody can date you for years, then you sleep together nakuchawa. Somebody can date you for a day, then na kugira, then you get married and you stay together forever and ever. That's all God is making. Tokola temwefula bakatonda, temwefula ba Jesus. Don't do God's work. Katonda ye yamanyi, but do your kola your part. Do your part. Don't go out with somebody ogende nayo on the first date. Me, if I'm at Brenda kankule 90% of men, if that happens, they will kuchawa you. It's only the 10 who be like, anyway, wadomola wagenze naye the first time. I think she can do for me. Those are the 10. You don't know if you are the 10. Bagamba omukisa gw'embuzi. I mean omukisa gw'embuzi tegwesa mbuzi malagala. So if it happened to you, Brenda, or it happened to me, and you think no mulala it's gonna happen, or if at all it happened to your friend and you think it's also going to happen to you, like your friend had a nightstand with somebody, then they ended up getting married. You also want to do that. The guy will call you loose or love. You'll be like that chick is loose.
Well, Ritah has said it all. Unless there is anything you want to add up, you can hit up on our comment section. Otherwise, this session is done. Let's go to the next. We are happy to inform you we are going to be having different segments in our show, just to keep engaging with you guys. One will be having advice sometimes. Then we will also be having a moral story of the day. 3 will be having trending stories. So today we are going to be sharing advice. So, Ritah, we have a fan.
I know.
Somebody who came into my inbox, and you know what they said? Yeah, she has something that is bothering her, and it's a problem. Yes. So apparently this lady is a fiancé to somebody that she loves. However, there is one thing that is bothering her, and it is none other than snoring. She says, "Hi Brenda, if you can share and your followers, your viewers can help me. This thing is, I want to laugh. This thing is bothering this girl. How can we help Ritah?"
You asking my own opinion?
Yes, how can we help her?
Kufuruta. She's worried about
snoring. S-N-O-R-I-N-G.
To be sincere with you, I don't have advice for that person.
Why?
People have serious problems.
Ritah, it doesn't matter how serious, how small somebody has come up from.
I'm sorry, I don't want to say your name. But I can't like give you advice on kufuruta. Kubango, sometimes like people ba snoring because of different reasons. Sometimes they are so tired. Sometimes that binary over breathing problems. Maybe like people who have asthma, they tend to breathe like really so hard. Sometimes abantu nga wenganda baba bakoyi, so they tend to breathe like really heavily. Also omukoona kono mugamba tofuluta nnyo. Some people chiba chili medically ngoba ino okulongoosebwa oba biki. But kufuluta, I don't think it's somebody that
it is something a problem, Ritah. Do you know why? Ritah, waliwo omuntu afulutanga ebbaati lino lisobola ovaako.
Amukyawe afuna omulanda. Ogambe they are still fiancé?
Yes. She's engaged.
She's engaged? Let her try somewhere else.
Well, my sweetheart, find out the reasons, as she has said. Find out the reasons. Is it medical? Is he always tired? Whatever the case should be. We can't really rule out that he's just snoring for just. So start from there, find out the cause. Then
whenever cause tegenda, that's inborn and alcohol.
No, there is always a solution. It could be a sleeping posture. It could be anything. So let her start with the cause, and then when you find the cause, you can find a solution.
If somebody is kufuluta, that means they are not in there no more. Like
but then you can talk to them and then you tell them, you know, hey, when you sleep, this and this happens and it's not making me happy as your fiancé. There is always a solution. You know, I worked with Indians and I learned one thing. Whenever you made a loss, nga bagoberawo omanyi lwaki?
You make a loss
nga bagamba tebasobola kulinda okole loss ennene. Ye bw'atunuliramu loosi wano n'alaba negligence, n'alaba oyinza okuba wakoze ddiiro oba biki nga bakugoba. So I learned, I relate that with my personal life every day, especially for things in a relationship. Olaba Ritah okufuluta okwo kwe kuvaako n'ekizibu kiri because kino wakyandamayininga. Any problem mu relationship yawe. Now she's just newly engaged. So bayinza n'okuba nga bakatandika okubeera awamu. So kyova labanga ye ali mu kirita because it's a big problem. Kati awo wafuluta n'azuuka ku makya ono emimwa giri mu nnyindo already because ye yasuza anyiize ofuluta. Olaba ebizibu ebitandikira okubuildingirawo n'afuluma nga tamubuuzizza. N'akomawo olunaku, you know, like it starts from something very small as that and then it escalates to something big. So don't say it is something small. Ye wuwe kinene. So, kati woba oli expertise mu binene, watandikirako kati nituyamba omwana for her to enjoy her engagement. Yeah, I hope that helps you, dear. Find out the cause, then from the cause you can find a solution. We have come to the end of episode 5. Thank you for liking. The team behind Life Switch, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Share, subscribe, comment. Follow us on all our social media handles. Until next time, it's been Ritah and Brenda. Bye-bye.